Okay, guys.
Good.
Wow. Okay, first I have to say, wow, wow, wow. Like Vegas blew me away. It blew me away last year and it blew me away again this year. Convention was insane. For those of you that were there, you experienced it. It was amazing. Just the power of this company. Um, Constantly had chills throughout the entire week. Like it was incredible. I know a lot of you had virtual tickets, so that was awesome. And we can go back and rewatch anything. So that's what's so cool about it. But like this company, like it's like crazy to me how huge this is, you know. And it's like it was kind of like that validation again to see all those consultants there, to feel the energy in the room, to just see the trajectory of this company and how much we're growing, and that like it's insane. Like it's such a cool thing to be a part of, and I hope that many of you just kind of got that, like that, just I don't know how to explain it, like just that just feel it, excitement again. Like I'm ready to feel like I want to like continue to relaunch again. Like I'm just that much more invested, because this thing is just huge, and I want you to take that excitement, and that's what now you have to share with everybody. That's what you have to get to people to realize and feel in your voice, meet with them face to face, so they can understand how huge this is, because we need them to join this. This is a movement that's just taking over and empowering women, and just it's amazing. And having so many of you there was awesome to meet so many of your faces. Loved it. So okay, so this call is really going to be about post-convention strategies. Stacey's going to go over a lot of things that happened there. She was in an amazing level 5 training with Katie Woods, who is phenomenal. So she's going to share some cool stuff she got from that. And then we're going to talk about prospecting, okay, and what to really do and send to a prospect, because ideally that's what we need to do, is continue to grow our teams. That's what you all want to do to get to level 5. So we'll end with that, okay? So I'm going to toss it over to Stacey. Hi, Stace.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. Hi, guys. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is, you've probably heard some convention recap. You've seen the photos if you weren't there. I want to encourage all of you to really harness the opportunity of what convention offers us, because if you were there or not, these next like 48 hours are really crucial. Grab photos from other people that were there, grab slides that they showed during the presentation, and get those out to your network. Do it publicly on your profiles, and also use those and send them to people that you are prospecting in Messenger and text. Get together for coffee with someone, whip out your phone, show them some pictures of how fun that Sparkle party was. Because I mean, just being there, I can tell you, when we all had the gala and the whole MGM Grand Hotel was full of people and women in sparkle gowns, it just hit me, this incredible, powerful company, this powerhouse that we all joined to see. I mean, you should have seen the faces of all the employees walking around MGM Grand. They were just like, their jaws were on the floor. Like, this is the power that we have in just one little event with one little thing with Sparkle. So now when you combine what we can all do by coming together like that and start sharing it with your network with products that are enhanced and brand new, the power is now. So you've got to take the energy and run with it before it's too late. Really, someone in her salon that is an RF rep who's not posting very much. This person commented on a photo that I posted of my hands. I don't know, you probably can't see them, but they're covered in like literal cuts from my sequin dress. There's like walking, like in my hands, rubbing up against my dress. Literally had my hands cut and bleeding. So I posted about it just to be fun and silly. And she was like, she posted a little emoji like, and I directed her back to the girl that works in her salon. And now then there was a little dialogue on my Facebook page, and the girl said, I think I might do this. I think I might join. So the power of these posts are huge. Whether people are commenting or not, you want them to have that FOMO. You want to take this opportunity right now while it's all fresh. So, and also take the time to say, convention is in September in New Orleans. Who's going to be there with me next year? Start planting the seeds now. Okay, so I wanted to share that with you. And then I also want to let you guys know that there is a...
Stace, I gotta say this. Not just who's gonna be there, but like...
Oh, no, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I was gonna say not just, you know, who's gonna be there, because every single one of you needs to be there. I'd love you to be there next year, but where you wanna be, what level do you wanna be at in New Orleans? I want you to put that on your goal board. I want you to put it on the back screen of your whatever, like put it on a Pinterest goal board, and then make that happen, right? Like you have a full year to decide. I'm going to be in a Sparkle lanyard. I'm going to be level 5, right? We have the power to make that happen and use these trainings to do that, okay? All right, I just had to add that.
That's okay, because that was something I told my team today. I went on live and I shared with my team that we had these lanyards and that everyone had a white lanyard except for level 5 and up, and they were sparkly and they had different colors that were color coded for your level. So, you know, everyone was looking around like, oh, who's got the black sparkly one? Who's got the yellow? Who's got the whatever? And so it's fun to see those people at that level. And when you look at them, you kind of have this like, you know, this feeling of like, oh my gosh, they've made it. But the only difference between us and them is that they've heard more no's, they've put themselves out there more, and they've just done more work. So that kind of leads me to my training I want to share with you from Katie Wood. I had 2 level 5 trainings. So I'm going to kind of condense the first one really quick, and then I'm going to tell you a really fun story that Katie Wood shared with us. And I don't think she had shared it before, so that's kind of fun. But my first level 5 training talked about, she's like a reality TV junkie, and she talked about Survivor and how Rodana Fields relates to Survivor. And she was saying that we have to outwit, outlast, and outplay. And ultimately, that's what it comes down to. We've all heard it before, is the saying, you don't fail at network marketing, you just quit. So at this point in the game, with new products and newly enhanced products launched, you have to remember to outwit, outlast, and outplay. And the way you do that is you harness and leverage these opportunities to, there's so many things you can do. First of all, you're going to want to reach out to all of your current customers. You're going to want to train yourself on what the products are. There are tons of documents and assets in e-coms right now ready for you to learn about. So take the time, print them out if you're one of those people that has to print stuff out, put it in a binder. But you're going to want to know the launch dates of the product so that you can let your customers know. And you're going to want to go back through and look at how many of your customers already use a roller. You'll probably be surprised. I thought way more of my customers are rolling than they actually are. So now we have a newly enhanced roller that's more ergodynamic, with just like cut differently out of the stainless steel cuts. And apparently I haven't used it yet. I haven't unpacked it, but it even feels better. It rolls differently. So educate yourself exactly on what you're selling and leveraging. Find out who's buying it, who needs a new one, who's never tried it. And then you're going to want to get into the new Retinol. So I'm not going to bore you with all that because you guys have probably already taken some time to learn it. But the power of a product that can now be used by sensitive skin people is really huge, because like the doctor said during convention, I'm just going to repeat this in case you missed it or you weren't on virtually, is obviously they're practicing dermatologists. So they write prescriptions for Retin-A all day long. And what they shared on stage with us is that the refill rate is really low. Why? Because people experience redness, peeling, sensitivity, and they don't want to deal with that in their daily lives, so they don't refill their prescriptions. Even though we all know that vitamin A, Retin-A, retinol is like the gold standard in anti-aging. So they were able to harness this molecule and create a formula that is now safe for sensitive skin users. This opens up doors for every skincare type out there can now battle wrinkles in a brand new way. So that is revolutionary. I mean, this is huge. So they're saying this is 20 times stronger than the retinol that some of our customers have already been using, and that you're going to get results in 4 weeks. So now you can actually qualify that result time for your customers. You can challenge them, do a challenge like a before and after, do like a wrinkle challenge, how to get your wrinkles by Christmas, like wrinkles gone and firmness improved by 90%, which is what our clinical studies show, by Christmas. I mean, we're all going to go to Christmas parties. We're all going to see family around Christmas. We all want to look amazing. So this is a challenge that you can extend to people. You can throw in some gifts for your customers, people that you know that are going to refer you, or really good customers that refer you. Like I have one, for example, that I'm going to send her the Brightening Eye Complex as a gift immediately, because she's somebody that takes before and afters. She's somebody that sends me pictures and testimonies and allows me to share them all the time. So this is a strategic move that you're going to want to make following the launch of a new product. So check out those dates. Make sure make sure you're educating your network about what the products do and how to leverage them. So the eye serum is something that has an immediate result. There are tons of before and afters being posted right now. You're going to want to save those to your phone and start sending them out. You're going to want to be planning events so that you can launch these products and talk about them, start creating that buzz. And ultimately, the end goal of all of this is to expand our businesses with new partners, right? So you're going to get the product in their hands, gift them to the people that you know are the ones that already love the product. And then you're going to have those conversations about referrals turning into business partners. Does that make sense? Nodding. Yes. Good. We're all hearing it. So here are the trainings that, or the takeaways that I took from my training. Number one is this. RITA. So this is an acronym I had not heard before, but RITA stands for Recruiting is the Answer. And now is the most important time to recruit, when you have new products for people to harness, so there's excitement, so that they can leverage that. And that's where the Spark program is coming in. So you've all heard about the Spark program. This is just so much simpler than the Earn Your Kit Back Fast Start program. It's so easy. People are going to get cash money in hand. So they have their month 0 when they start. Month 1, if they hit EC, they get a 10-pack of Glow Kits, which has our new serum in it. Month 2, when they hit level 1, they're going to get cash in hand. Wait, I have to remember. I think it's $400. And you as a consultant are going to get $200, plus you also get 10 packs of the Give It a Glow kits. By month 3, when they hit level 2, they're going to get $600. You get $400, and then 10 more Give It a Glow packs. So this is for people that sign on the $695 kit and up, but this is so attainable. It's something that's easy to understand. It's easy to recruit with. So you can reach back to all the people that you've ever talked to about the business, and all your current customers, and even anyone that's kind of interested in buying right now. You can say, look, there's an awesome opportunity for you not only to get the products at half off in our enrollment kit, but to earn all that back by these benchmarks. And now it's laid out really simply for them. So launches for your new people, if you have anyone new that hasn't launched it, I have 2. They have to, I want them to launch before October 18th, when their new product drops, because they can have pre-orders ready to go. They'll hit EC their first month, and they're going to be on their way. So we want to set them up for success in that way. Okay, so I'm going to get back to the training. We wanted to prioritize. So you are all on the road to level 5. And in order to get there, paying yourself first is always the answer. That means 80% of your time should be spent on prospecting and building your business first. So for your team, obviously you want to be a support for them, but only 15% of your time should be spent on your team. 80% of your time should be spent prospecting, reaching out, following up, and building your own business. Your team needs to see you recruiting so that they are inspired to do the same thing. We can't motivate them. So this is something I learned from Katie Wood. She said, motivation is a joke. What you need to do is inspire, and how you inspire is by action. So you can send your people motivating quotes all day long. You can tell them how awesome and wonderful they are, but really what they need to see is a model from you. They need to see you modeling the business building activities, those IPA. So pay yourself first, then follow up with your customers, help your team and support your team, and then personal development. Okay, so that was something that I know for me personally, I really need to work on. Katie told me, all of us in the room, that your mornings are your key. So she said, conquer the morning, conquer the day, conquer the day, conquer the week, conquer the week, conquer the month, conquer your life, basically. So when you have your morning set up with priorities, so for example, hers was like prayer, setting her intention for the day, reach out to some business activity, I think work she runs. So whatever it is, it's going to be different for all of us. But one key thing she said that I'm implementing immediately is simple. Just 2 business reach outs a day, every day, is the first thing you do for your business. That's just 2. That's so attainable. And she said, if that's even all you do, your business will change. It will change. It will grow. It will inspire your team. All right. So now I'm going to get back into like step by step, and I'm going to share this story with you. Okay. So what I thought was really great about Katie was she gave stories of all of her failures when she first started the business. And there were a lot of like epic fails. And I think we can all relate to that. So this one was so great. She said she's brand new in the business. She had a friend willing to host an event for her. It was like in a wealthy town. I want to say Connecticut or something like that. That part I can't remember. But she had like 42 women committed to an event. So she spent all this money on wine. She brings wine. She puts her 2 kids in the car. She's pregnant with her third. Her husband's in the car. He drives 400 miles to this party. The women all get drunk. She sells one regimen. It's a Soothe regimen, and she accidentally called it Smooth. Then by the end of the night, someone spilled a glass of wine on her laptop, and she was set back $1,000. So she drove home that day in the car with her husband. Like, I quit. This is ridiculous. I sold Smooth, and it's the cheapest regimen of all of them. This is so stupid. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And this is what Katie did after that. We all know how it ends, right? I mean, Katie didn't quit. She got back up, dusted herself off, got herself a new laptop, and now she's, RFX. So the key there is you just never quit. You have to keep going. We all fail. And she said, failure is just on the road to success. Failure is not the end game. We all know that, but you have to be reminded sometimes. And my big takeaway from that story was actually not even the story itself. It was that of all the things that she said in the whole training, that I did not have to write down. That I just remembered. Like, I just stuck in my brain. Why? Because it's a story. So we have to become really good storytellers. I wrote down all the other little tidbits she said because those didn't stick in my brain. But stories sell, you guys. Stories are the way to go. Facts tell, stories sell. You've all heard it before, but it was a great reminder. And it was just like, oh my gosh, I can come back and recant this entire story to my whole team. I have to read notes for everything else, but that story stuck with me. So make sure you have your stories. Make sure you get stories from your customers and share them because that's what people remember. Okay, so next. She talks about, I love this, the power of this 3-letter word, yet. And she made an acronym out of it, so I'm going to find it for you. I don't know why I can't find it. Okay, the power of yet. She says it's powerful to add this word to the end of every sentence. So like, oh, I didn't hit level 5 yet. Or I didn't make my goal for this month yet. So you just keep on keeping on. She says yet stands for this. Your brain is a muscle. Every day feed it till you believe it. So write that down. I'll repeat it in case you guys are taking notes. Okay, ready? Your brain is a muscle. Every day feed it till you believe it. So with this powerful word, it can really shift your entire mindset. And she said you have to make up your mind and you have to get out of your head and get into your heart, which I thought was really great because we all know that Katie Wood is so real. Like, she's not up there faking it. And sometimes we all write posts and we sound like robots, but the ultimate thing is when she just became herself and stopped trying to fit this mold, that's when her success completely blew up. All right, so I'm going to read you a couple more things. Obviously, we know that daily activity is the key, which requires a little bit of patience. But that's okay because we have all the time in the world to develop ourselves personally. But what we need to just remember is that daily activity, meaning reading the books, doing the reach outs, that's where you get your massive results. It's not going to happen necessarily overnight. For some people, a little faster than others, but you can't, this is your journey just for yourself. She recommended a book called The Slight Edge. So if you guys are writing things down, I'll let you write it down. The Slight Edge. I haven't read it. I'm gonna go get it. Okay, I'm going backwards now. She talks about quiet confidence and how to gain that. And one of the things that she really touched on that I thought was pretty hit home for me was how fear holds us back and how fear is innate. And we can harness fear and use fear. We shouldn't be afraid of fear. Fear protects us. Fear is something that the brain just is triggered. It's a natural thing. But we have to recognize the difference between fear, failure, and rejection. And we have to recognize that our bodies are naturally resistant to change because of this fear factor. So we have to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. You guys may have heard that before, but I always need that reminder. If you're not doing something that makes you uncomfortable, then you're not growing. Ouch, right? I know. All right, here's another thing that she recommended doing. This is one of my favorites. That 100 no's worksheet that we all have in Pulse. I don't know if you have any of it printed out, but she actually showed a screenshot of her 100 no's, and it had like notes all over it, and she had written names on it, and there was just everything was crossed off. And when like the mind-blowing moment of that whole thing was when she said, do you know on this list of 100 no's, 5 names on that list are now level 5 partners, because their no simply meant not yet. So don't be afraid of no. No really usually means not yet. Go out and get those no's. So that's something I want you guys all to take away. If you have never downloaded the 100 no's, you definitely want to do that. Get your no's. They lead to yeses. Don't be scared of no's. It's just part of this journey. It is just, rejection is just a part of it, and you have to just accept that. All right, so I'm going to continue on. Let's see, I just said that. Oh, I love this too. So she says that we can't live a settled life, and that comes from getting out of your comfort zone again. So living a life settled is no life at all, right? We have to face our fears. She says, if you're not finding your purpose and not giving it all, you're not living. And I completely agree. And I think being in that room at convention with all of those women really brought that home for me. It was like, I'm surrounded by women who are taking this unconventional way to earn a living. We all have this incredible vision, and harnessing it and not letting anything stop you is the smartest thing you'll ever do. Okay, next thing. You've probably heard her say this before. You'll never feel like doing hard things. So I know that like when it comes to launching new partners, a lot of us get resistance. At least I do. I've had several people that just sign up and they fear the launch because they fear no one's going to show up. So I tell them all the time, Katie, I think Katie had a launch where no one showed up. A lot of leaders have, and that's okay. So you're never going to feel like doing the hard things. The difference between successful people and people that aren't successful is that they just do what most people don't feel like doing. So just do it. It's basically the end all be all, is do the hard stuff. It's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to get easy, but you just have to push through and do the hard stuff. All right. I told my kids today, actually, my son was having an issue with emailing a teacher. We had to create a whole new email account for him, and it was very frustrating. He was trying to send a video for a project, and when it was all done, and after he was frustrated, I just said, look, you can do hard things. It's possible. You just have to stop and commit and execute. And he was very encouraged by that, because I just said, you can do it. You can do hard things. So you guys, I'm just going to tell all of you right now, as Mama Bear, you can do hard things. It's not rocket science. It's just hard to get motivated sometimes, but you can do hard things. All right. So she talked a lot about maximizing time, which I kind of covered already, with 80% should be built on, or 80% of your time should be building your personal business. And the business building activities, we know, inviting to events, hosting events, empowering your team, being intentional with your time. So you note takers, I'm going to repeat. Ready? Inviting to events, hosting events, empowering your team, staying intentional with your time, and then finally, I didn't say this before, planning ahead. Just plan ahead. Know what's coming up. Know your month. Know when holidays are. Know when birthdays are. Know when you need to, what your goals are. Track your volume. Know what you need to hit by the 1st, the 15th, the 30th. Set goals for your team. Don't let them settle on EC for the month. We need them to hit EC by the 10th and 1,500 by the 15th, and you name it. Just set the goals for your team. 3,000 should really be, or 2 to 3,000 should be our goal for every month for every one of our partners, if they're following all those things, if they're having events, inviting to events. So it's virtual. If it's in person, we have to be leading those. We have to be doing them, so our teams will duplicate. Okay, so I think that is all for now. Oh, okay. So as far as prospecting goes, you guys have heard this all a million times, but we want 3-way calls. We want to get people on the phone, and then we want to send them some follow-up information after that. So Megan, hopefully you're ready to talk about what we're going to send after a phone call. I see you have your babies. But what Megan is going to share, and then I'm gonna add in some stuff about photography, but she's going to talk about Mad Mimis.
Yes. Okay. So
Go ahead, girl.
Both babies at 9:30. We took a 3-hour nap today because Mama's so sick. So of course they're still up. But so Stacey, amazing. Like I think your level 5 training was better than my elite training because Katie Woods is just phenomenal. Like I was like furiously taking notes and stuff. So that was awesome. I learned a ton. So you guys, these new products they're launching, we're so excited about it. But you need to spin that and you need to think about how can I get people to join me in business because of these products launching, right? Because you're going to be making a lot more money when you add business partners and you and them sell products, right? It's just going to double, triple, quadruple your checks. So we need to start reaching out to these people, talking to everybody and anybody. Get back out your list. You talked to somebody 6 months ago, a year ago, you need to reach out to them. Have that excitement. Meet them for coffee. Talk to them on the phone. Get them back on the phone. Do whatever you can, okay? So as Stacey said, 3-way calls are obviously crucial. A lot of you are strong enough where you're doing your own business calls, and then you always do a closing call with a 3-way call. But after that first business call, I feel there's been a disconnect on what people are sending the prospect to give them more information. So what I'm going to urge you all to do is we need to be sending out a Mad Mimi document. I can't concentrate. You need to go see Daddy. A Mad Mimi document. I don't email it to them. I actually just text them my link. And I want to have you all do a personal Mad Mimi. Yes, we have a generic one, but guess what? They're joining you in this business. They want to know about you, your story, all of that. So when you send a generic Mad Mimi about the company, I feel it's not as personalized and they just got off the phone with you. You really want to highlight yourself, okay? So I'm going to share screen right now and I'm going to show you guys what mine looks like, show you the Mad Mimi website, and this week you are going to be working on your own, but hold on. Let me share screen here 1 second. Okay. Oh, I was looking at the new Spark thing right here. I didn't realize that we make money as the sponsor either. So that's amazing. It kind of shows it right here. Actually, it shows it right here. Achiever Award, Sponsor Reward. Okay, so just cut off topic. Okay, so Mad Mimi. So you go to madmimi.com, okay? I'm going to, hold on, log in and show you guys.
Megan, are you paying for your Mad Mimi account or using the free version?
I just use the free version.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was one you pay for. Okay, so you can see, I mean, this is also an awesome website for you guys to get familiar with, to make really cool like announcements and documents to send to your preferred customers, right? Like now that we have new products coming, you could create a Mad Mimi and email it to them to hear about that. I mean, once you get familiar with this site, it's pretty awesome. So I'm going to show you guys mine. And I'm going to post my link on the page because what I did to create my own is I literally copied somebody else's. Because once you see mine, you will be able to literally, obviously, make your own summary, your story up here, but you can copy the Rodan and Field story, right? You can copy and save these images. You can copy all this stuff. But what you'll notice is, I'm going to show you guys. So when I'm in a preview right here, so this is what mine looks like that prospects see. When you see a blue area, you can click on it. So right here, this talks about Fox Business, being on Fox Business. You can watch the video here and you click on it. It obviously takes the prospect to watch the actual video. So when you play around on the Mad Mimi site a little bit, you're going to have to figure out how to create the links because you want them to go to your own links. So here we go. 4 skincare lines. So if they click on Soothe, it's going to go to my website, megsbancroft.myrnf.com. I want them to go to my website, right? Not just a random website. So all those links and stuff are in here. So every time they click on a link, it's going to my actual website. And then, you know, all this stuff that they're on the Today Show. So all these links, you're going to have to create the links You can copy and paste my verbiage, but you're going to have to actually create the links, okay? I haven't put the new products in here yet, but like I haven't put the new kits in here yet. We obviously just got back. I'll eventually do that. But so this is really what it looks like. So I'm going to show you guys when you're on the edit version and you're creating your own. So let's say you're on a section. This little button right here, link text, that's what you, and then it says what the link should say, and then you literally go to your.com website, copy and paste it, put it here. It'll save it, and that's how you create the link. It honestly only took me maybe 10, 15 minutes to play around with this site the first time I did it to understand how to put the links in, but it is pretty easy. But like I said, copy and paste my bulk of what I have, because it's going to obviously be the same except for your own story, of course, and I think I have my mentor, obviously Sarah here. So whoever your sponsor is, or maybe if you'd rather put like me being a Lexus driver, you'd rather put Sarah LeBlanc, do that. I mean, she's obviously your sponsor too, you know, depending on if your sponsor is, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just showing the support, the more support we have in this business, okay? Okay, so Stacy's going to announce the challenge tomorrow that we're having for this week, but just keep in mind it's probably going to be around this Mad Mimi document. You guys are leaders. You need to know how to create one, because guess what? You're going to want to then be creating these for your team, because these are crucial. A lot of my newbies, after I do the 3-way call, we send my Mad Mimi link, because we haven't even created theirs yet. That's okay, because they've already talked to me. They know that I'm the sponsor of that person, but eventually we want that new person to have their own Mad Mimi document, because like we say, they trust you, they like you, they're joining you, right? They're not joining Rodan and Fields. Yes, they are, but they're joining you. So that Mad Mimi is so important. And you have that conversation on the phone with them first. You meet with them for coffee first. Then this is how I end my call. Okay, so I know I just gave you a lot of information. I'm going to send you a document. It's really awesome. You click right on it. There's going to be links to hear about from the doctors, to hear more about our brand. You're going to see what the products look like. Write down your questions. We'll jump back on the phone just tomorrow at 9 o'clock work. Okay, I don't call them Mad Mimi. They're going to be like, what the F is that? You know, I'm just telling them, I'm sending them a document with some really great information to read over stuff, okay? Then it's one area, one thing, that's it. I mean, they're used to, when I started, you guys, we sent 3 emails. Like, what? Information overload, way too much. Like, this is a nice and neat, like, you know, simple thing to send your prospects, and it looks really, really professional. So on the professional note, I'm going to throw back to Stacy and talk about this headshot right here and how we need to all get those done.
Okay, so some of you guys may know that I'm a professional wedding photographer, and the power of beautiful imagery is extremely important. So when you're making your Mad Mimi, obviously your headshot needs to be professional. I'm gonna admit to all of you right now that I hate being on the other side of the lens. I hate it. My husband is like, and I'm like, will you take a picture of me? We would rather get a divorce than him photograph me, because I'm awful to photograph. I'm so critical. The lighting's never right. The angle's never right. But I finally bit the bullet not too long ago. I just changed my Facebook profile picture to show you a second version of a headshot that I had done not very long ago. Because I was getting by with a selfie for a while. And I just realized that, you know what, it's time to step up my game. I'm a leader. And if I want people to duplicate my leadership, then part of that is having a great photo for Mad Mimi, a photo for Facebook, for all social media, for Facebook, for LinkedIn, for whatever it is, because you are elevating your brand as a professional. People will take you more seriously when you have a beautiful headshot. So if you haven't done it yet, I challenge you, just do it. It's one of those things. You're never going to feel like doing it, but just do it. You'll be so glad you have that asset to work with. It will really, really elevate your brand, I promise. And then also when you're working on your Mad Mimi, you want to use beautiful imagery. And RF they've done an amazing job. They've really stepped up their game with the imagery they're using. So find the assets in this corner, find the downloadables, and put them into your Mad Mimi, make it pretty. All companies across, if you just look, I'm such an advertising guru. I love advertising. I love seeing what people are using as graphics. It's really important to make sure that what you're putting out there is attractive. And thankfully, a lot of that work is done for us. So all you have to do is implement it into your Mad Mimi, and make sure that your headshot is professional. Make sure, just think about it. It's something that would attract you. So what would attract you when you want to go into business with someone? Probably not just a selfie, right? You probably want someone that looks super legit. Someone who looks like they're taking their business really seriously. So that was a tough one for me, a hurdle for me to get by. And it's really simple. I mean, I have camera in my office. It's like the top of the line camera you can buy. And I wasn't harnessing that at first because I was just being stubborn. So please, please, please make that appointment with a professional. It's worth the investment. I promise you. If you have questions about what to wear, I will answer them. I'll help you. Take a minute to get professional makeup done, and it's an investment that you will get so much more return on. You can use the same headshot for years. So please just do it. And then the last thing I want to leave you all with, again, unless you have anything else, I'm just going to tell a story that for those of you that were at convention, you got to hear Rachel Platten sing. So I'll be honest with you guys. I only knew her one song, Fight Song. And I was kind of like, why did the doctors pick this girl? I don't even know her. Last year was Meghan Trainor. It was so amazing. And when I heard her talk in between songs, and she's adorable, by the way. So please, you guys, if you, on iTunes, there's 2 new songs right now out from her new album. Go listen to them. The theme and her voice and her heart is so relatable to us and to what we're doing as businesswomen. So now I get why the doctors chose her. But what she got up on stage and said was, well, let me backtrack. First of all, she's 36 years old, which I didn't know that. You would never tell by looking at her. But she has dropped, I think, 2 albums, and her 3rd one is coming out since 2005. It took her 12 years before she wrote Fight Song. She wrote it in the middle of the night when she was frustrated with everything, with life, and with everything. She was an independent artist and finally was signed by Columbia Records with Fight Song. 12 years before she became this pop star. And now she said the turning point for her was when she finally just started being herself, when she just let her fans see her, and they loved it and they received it. And now her fame is escalating exponentially. And now she's opening, she's our gala act for convention, and the sky is now the limit for this pop star. So, we only hear of pop stars when they're famous, and we don't always realize all the work that they did. So go check out her 2 new songs. You guys will relate to them, and just think about those 12. Yeah, 12. Like we say, this business is 3 to 5 years. Homegirl was writing songs for 12 years before we even knew her name. So just remember that the next time you hear no, or the next 100 times you hear no, right? Because you guys are going to get 100 no's. And I will be on tomorrow with our challenge. So thank you guys for being on. Remember to use this convention buzz. It is gold right now. This is the time to grow.
Thank you so much.
Again. I'm going to let Megan sign off.
Do you guys have any questions? I see that Stacy Smith asked about, does the website for Mad Mimi walk you through creating a link? I am not sure. I am going to share screen again. Hold on. I know that I just played around with it. Honestly, right here is where you upload all the pictures, and then you literally drag them over to where you want them to go. Okay. Up here is, like I said, when you click on it, you can create it. Like, you can make this look however you want. Image on the left, text on the right, image on the right, text on the left, text, image. The button, there's a button, you can make a button. And then this little guy right here is the link to create the link. So I promise you, if you just play around with it a little bit, we're all pretty savvy with the computers. We've had to be with this business. That's why you guys where you are at. I mean, I will say it's kind of funny. When I was in my elite training, something I did take away was they were like, you guys, we're skincare business owners, but we're also marketing media business owners, which is so true. Everything we do is on, is knowing media, is knowing social media, is branding ourselves. It's, knowing how to, talk to your team and use the internet to do all of that. So, it's kind of funny. I never thought of it that way, but it's pretty easy once you get on here and kind of play around with it. For sure, if you have questions and stuff while you're doing it, let me know. But does anybody have any questions right now while we're on here?
I'm good, Megan.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, obviously let Stacey or I know through the week, if you do have questions about the Mad Mimi.
I'm sorry,
Go
Megan.
ahead. Yes, of course.
I'm so sorry. All that stuff that you said about the like on your brain and in your heart and getting things out there. I tried to write down stuff as fast as I could, but I feel like I didn't write it down correctly. Should I just message you personally to ask you, Stacey, or?
You can, I think Megan recorded this, so you can listen.
Okay, so I'll just yeah, that's true. Okay, sorry.
No, that's okay.
I got ahead of myself, and I was like writing and combining things together.
Yeah, I mean, definitely message me. I'm happy to help you. I took like a zillion notes from the training. I tried to condense it because I didn't want to keep you guys here all night long. But I'm happy to go through and answer any questions that you guys have and recap this for you. No problem.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, so get yourself familiar with Mad Mimi. Stacey will announce the contest tomorrow, but hint, it's probably going to be around something with that. And Stacey, this was a phenomenal training. Thank you so much. I love what you said about Rachel Platten. I mean, she had me in tears. I had no clue who she was, and she was absolutely brilliant, amazing woman. So, yeah, you guys got to go run with it. Oh, here's a huge, huge tip, and you guys are on this training, so you get to hear it ahead of the game. I'm creating an event, a business event. It will be next Monday, a virtual business event. And it's going to be, probably 2 videos for this virtual business event. So I want you guys to start thinking and getting your list out to get people on this virtual event so we can start growing. As many of you saw, I'm doing a huge challenge for Team Inspire this month where you can win literally $500, which is insane, right? I'm insane. But if we as a team add 70 business partners, I'm raffling off the $500 plus 6 other gifts. So it's a team goal, but this month I know we can do it, you guys. This is huge. This is where you need everybody to join you. And how do we get them to join us? Talking to them, having coffee with them, on the phone with them, inviting them to events, okay? So that will be next Monday. I'm going to be announcing it on the team page tomorrow for that event and inviting all of you guys, okay? All right. Have a good night, you guys.
Really quick, I'm going to post a link to the song, that one song. I can't find, I'm trying like desperately on my phone to find the name of her Rachel Platten's new song. But I can't. So guys, after this training, I'm going to go on the page and I'm going to post a link to her new song because I want you all to listen to it. It should be like, honestly, like our anthem, because what she talks about is about being herself and not pleasing other people, not worrying about what anyone else thinks. And that was like really a lot of things that Katie Wood touched on. So I will share that with you, but please, please, please go on and just listen to it and scream it out. And as you're making your Mad Mimi, listen to it so that you can find your voice, because really what needs to come out in your Mad Mimi is your own voice. So yes, we can copy and paste stuff about the company, but really, really let people know who you are, because that's ultimately what they want to know. They heard enough sales pitches. They want to know who you are. So that's my final word.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys have a good night.
All right.
Bye. Thanks, Stacey.
Bye.